But
well, yeah. As far as I'm concerned, just what we were talking about earlier, the
Are we doing spoilers on this?
Yeah, man.
Okay, so
spoiler up.
This is
are you guys recording now?
Right now, as we're talking. Yeah.
Oh shit!
What's wrong?
I need to.
Go to the toilet. It's
Take a
cool.
leak. It's cool. We can
go
record.
for a dump.
Oh wow! Joe does not look impressed.
That's what the toilet's for, man.
Joe's like, yeah, thanks, bro. Okay,
not like you, but that's another story.
That's another story, yeah.
Well, it's all on the podcast now, so people are gonna know what you did.
Yeah, well, if you're on my Facebook, you'll know what I did. I'll explain to you when we're off air. But
okay.
So I guess maybe we should just give a little a spoiler warning as an alert. A spoiler.
Yeah, so this is all going to be about Alien and Prometheus and all of those films in a basket with spoilers for Covenant. So if you've not seen Alien Covenant, this is spoilerific. So
spoilerific.
Yeah. Turn this off now if you've not seen it. But yeah, we're going to be talking about every aspect of this. Not sure for how long, but we're going to be talking about it. So yeah, as I was saying,
spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. So I guess me and you both agree we really liked it.
Oh yeah, I loved it. I loved the film.
Satchel's sure to chime in and give his opinion when he comes back from his deuce, but I loved it. I think it was great. I really loved Prometheus. Obviously, we've talked about that before. Where were we? We were talking about. You're
talking about the trailer.
Some of the effects.
Yeah. So
the protomorph, it looked a little bit hokey to me. I was like, sort of looked at it, and do you know what it was? It felt like it was like a child.
Well, yeah, that's another thing that I wanted to. All of the creatures seem to have this affinity to
David.
Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed that when he's standing in front of the neomorph.
Yeah.
And then man comes in and shoots him.
Yeah.
And I was like, in my head, I was like, oh, what's his name? The captain.
Oh, Dr. Manhattan.
Yeah, the guy who plays Dr. Manhattan. Yeah, that's right. Just I watched him the other day. And I went, oh yeah, it's the same dude. Anyway, that guy, the captain, the religious captain.
Billy Crud, I think his name is.
I was like, why are you not putting fucking aiming for David's center of mass right now?
Yeah, because
two in the chest and one in the head. Because
sure. At this point, he still thinks androids are
controllable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the mistake. Yeah, sure. But at the same time, you've got to look at it from his point of view. Okay, these androids are all over the place. Whatever. They're made to serve us. They can't possibly harm me. And to be honest, he didn't harm any human there. He didn't lay a hand on anyone apart from when he was throwing people around.
Oh, I was wondering what that noise
was. No, but yeah, when the neomorph is standing right in front of him, he's just the neomorph's just like.
That's actually a really good point. Yeah, he's just looking at him.
Yeah,
and I was like, what's happening right now?
It's probably because he doesn't have a central nervous system or something.
He can't quite clock it.
Yeah,
he doesn't figure it out.
What is this thing?
When have they not cared? When have aliens cared about that anyway? Because I mean, the Queen breaks Bishop in half.
Yeah, that's because it was in his way, in her way. It didn't attack it because she needed to. It was just this thing's in my way.
Do you think maybe he's engineered those things to understand that he's the parent?
No, I don't think so. I think at some point when he's tinkering, he'll engineer them to do something or to act a certain way.
Yeah.
But with this, I just don't think it recognizes that he's not meat as he bluntly puts it, because he says that the pathogen goes for anything that's meat.
Yeah.
And this wipes everything out, even the plant life. So it affects organic plant life. So
what is those balls that dude steps on? Those husk thingies, those ball husk things that release the spore.
I don't know what that is.
I would have thought they were eggs. I thought they might be primitive eggs.
They look
the mosquitoes. You know, the mosquitoes that he had created with the.
Yeah, you saw all the little experiments that he had with that.
So I thought maybe those might be like a nest.
That's the thing. David could have planted those things all over the gaff.
Yeah, but he wouldn't have planted them. I think maybe it's just happened, or maybe it's just an aftermath from when he dropped those spores all over those people.
That's more likely.
Over the engineers. And let's talk about that for a second, because why is David mass murdering people? Surely he would have gotten more answers from the engineers as opposed to going mass genocide. Because like at this stage, like if anybody has ever seen somebody in a film go insane, that is what that insanity level is. When he's smiling and he's like, yeah, cool, I'm just dropping basic nukes, like basically, and he drops hundreds of thousands of those things down.
Yeah.
And did he drop more, or there's still must be some left?
He more or less dropped them all, apart from the few that he had laying around somewhere. But yeah, it to me it looked like he dropped them all. But
okay, so he drops them all and he kills them all, right? Right. So there's that. But there's also this other thing that I was thinking about yesterday, and I'm looking at the Prometheus poster thinking about it. Because the roundabout way that David is creating xenomorphs,
mm-hmm.
and I've not said this to you just yet, I'm saying it now, like I've not said it to you prior to this conversation, but there is either a continuity error somewhere,
mm-hmm.
because they worship the xenomorphs.
No. So this is the thing that I mean. I think there's a species that we've not seen yet. That there's something that we've not seen yet that they clearly worship, or they adhere to. That they see as a deity or something.
Because you remember Prometheus on the ceiling of the ship?
Yeah, you see the mural.
You see the mural, and the mural is of the alien.
Yeah.
It's a xenomorph.
It's xenomorph-like. I wouldn't.
Protomorph.
No, I think it's more close to what the Deacon was. But
can you bring up an image of it?
Yeah. So in my mind,
I think the Deacon looks a lot more like the Neomorph, but just a different color. Also, I totally want to know what they did to that. What happened to the Deacon alien?
Yeah.
Like, does it just now live on that planet and that's it, or?
So, this is a really bad image of that. Let's go images. Yeah, so there you go. So
that's actually more like a yeah. I guess you're right. It is more like a Deacon alien.
And because this thing's got rib cages, you can see some legs. That it's more visibly something more human-esque than, or what do you call a humanoid-esque?
Yeah.
Than an alien, or what we would deem to be the traditional alien. I mean, it just the fact that you can't see its face, and this is what I think. This black goo that they've engineered is, I think it's from something. It's
what if it's their fossil fuel? Like, you know how like the black goo are oil?
yeah.
What if for them that's just petrol? That's why the ship was filled with it, because it's just powering them from A to B.
Yeah.
That's obviously just a joke, but yeah, I mean it's strange. That black stuff is it's versatile. That's the words I would choose to describe it, because it's used as a weapon, but it's also used to create life. It's strange. It's so strange, and I think so. This is clearly something.
One, I think it's either a species that we've not seen yet that they treat as like a god or something, and I guess they've been trying to tamper with their own DNA to try and create themselves close to what that is, but I guess they figured out they could use it as a weapon or something. I don't know. I'm going around in circles in my head here, but there's a section that we're not getting.
Which they might talk about in the next one, Awakening.
Yeah.
Provided whether it happens or not, that didn't do well at the box office this weekend.
Not done well at the box office?
No.
Really?
It just came out in America this weekend. It's only made 30-something million.
Okay, that's all right. That's all right for an R.
But that's not how much they were predicting, considering it for them it's a it's a big bank holiday over there.
Let's have a look.
They're looking at bigger numbers, so it's dominating. Don't get me wrong, but 30-something million.
Let's
You know what I mean?
have a look.
Or on like a 3-day bank holiday weekend.
3 day. Yeah, it didn't do as well as Prometheus on its first 3 days, and so in terms of how much it will make worldwide, who knows?
Yeah.
But
Considering.
oh no, worldwide it's already made its budget back.
Has it?
Yeah.
Okay, well that's the important thing, really. So everything else is traction.
What was it?
But then-
35.
Its production budget was 97 million. It's made 117.
Was it 97 million?
Yeah, 97
Oh,
million.
okay. That's kind of shifted things a bit, because then you know what I mean. As long as because they've made how much has it made worldwide?
117 million.
117. Okay, so there's still a little bit more to go because it's still got to make up for marketing at the moment.
Oh yeah, sure.
So-
The last film made 400 million, and that for it to reach that point, it took 8 months.
Yeah.
This has been a weekend.
Yeah.
So
we'll
You know
have
what's
to
really
see
funny? Superman Returns cost $200 million.
no,
I think it was a bit more than that.
It's more-
250, right?
No, it's a bit more than that.
More
More
than
than that?
Yeah.
I thought
You
it
got
was
to understand. You got to understand with
250.
Superman Returns, they'd already spent about 200 million on that project because they were, or 100 million on that project because that's all part of the Tim Burton thing. That's the result of that. You know what I mean? Because it was carrying on where they left off, if that makes sense.
Right.
So even though that got canned, that's a version that got canned. You know what I mean? That's still the next movie from the franchise, and money was spent on that iteration that didn't get made.
Well, officially,
Yeah,
on paper,
on paper.
from what it says here,
Yeah,
209 million was
Yeah.
the budget,
yeah.
estimated. And then opening weekend 52, and then.
But
gross 380.
this is another thing that you guys don't understand. This is an R. So the fact that it even made 36 million is actually shocking to me.
I think it should be making more. I'm shocked.
Me
that it's
too.
not making
No,
more.
I don't. This
I
is
want it to make
this is
more.
already making more than the other aliens combined. So
More
it's
than Aliens?
yeah, aliens made nothing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it made nothing.
That's compared to
No,
you know inflation,
no, just
man.
all of them.
Yeah.
Every aliens film
Yeah.
has made nothing up until Prometheus. Up until Prometheus, until there was a following,
I
they'd
get-
made
I
nothing.
get- well, it depends on what
Well,
your
over-
version of
over
that.
the
When you look at
years-
what the budget was for Aliens back then,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean. You're in a different ballpark now
Over
because
the
like
years, the budget there
Yeah.
was 18.5 million.
because
Over the years, it's made. I mean, over the years, it's obviously
Yeah.
been out. It's 86.
6 was
86, yeah, 84. It's made 180 million.
Yeah, so that's
It's made
just
10
that's,
times its budget.
That's
back.
that's just bare profit there, man. And plus, like you gotta understand,
But
like
he is right. That is over
yeah,
a period of time. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I still. Do you know what? Where it comes to this, if they can retcon AVP.
No, it has.
They already have.
Prometheus did that already.
Yeah.
Well,
No,
yeah.
it did because
Hold on. What I mean is, let me finish. What I mean is that there have been talks, and it's just YouTube videos I've seen at the moment. So it's just stuff.
oh, about conjoining the worlds together.
Yeah.
Well, that could still be the case, but
I'd like them
it
to
would.
not do that if they can.
I don't.
Do that, that'd be
I don't think they'll cross. I think it'll be in the same universe, just like I think they're doing with Blade Runner. But it won't be. They won't make it. Hey, we're in the same universe. It'll be hey, this event is happening and that event is happening.
Yeah, sorry,
and
that's
that
what I meant
event's
by
happening.
retcon AVP. Like, not let that happen.
Yeah.
It's just not do that. But I mean, thing is, I actually quite enjoy the first Alien vs Predator movie. If you take it alone and its standalone value,
I thought
'cause
it was
I
a good
don't
trailer.
mind-
I
don't
thought it
mind
was a
Wes
good
Anderson.
trailer. I remember by the end of the movie, I was like, "Where's the rest of it?"
Yeah, Paul W.S. Anderson. Like, I don't hate him as a director.
I don't hate him.
I think he
just
does
don't,
good one shots.
Yeah, I don't hate him entirely. He's had a few hits.
Event Horizon's a bad boy film.
Yeah, Event Horizon. To be quite honest, Event Horizon was his Alien movie.
Mortal Kombat.
You know what I mean? Mortal Kombat's a classic, man. It's not for the right reasons, but you know, deep down, all us gamers, that is probably the best video game movie ever made in my book. Like, I don't know, man.
I still think Street Fighter's a bit better, but that's anyway. I'm gonna go back to Alien.
Here's another thing. Alien Covenant opened in less theaters as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Logan is the biggest opening for Fox film. They opened in like 1,000 more theaters than Alien Covenant did.
And Alien made more money.
So far, both of them put together. Well, figure now, 100%. Okay. All right. Well, yeah. I mean, for a film like this, I still think 36 million for the weekend is pretty good. And the weekend's not over yet. We still got this Sunday to go through.
And Monday.
I reckon by the end of it, it would have made about 50. If it makes 50 or 60, that's fine with me, man. To be honest, 36.
Someone call Ridley Scott, because that's fine with Joe.
No. No, you're not looking at it in the way I'm looking at it.
I was just fucking with you.
Oh, okay.
And you're like, that's fine with me. Like, I'm sure Ridley Scott will be okay with that.
For a film like this, it's really hard to get adults to the cinema.
Yeah.
In general,
yeah.
So
even I like to fucking occasionally enjoy a good pirate film here and there. Even I was like, yeah, I'm going to pay for it. And I paid full price. I didn't use no hookups. I didn't speak to anybody who I knew in cinema. I went down and paid full price for this movie because, I mean, don't get me wrong, I didn't pay for VIP, but I totally took a VIP seat.
Well, there's no one there.
There was nobody there. I literally went in the morning, the first showing on the day. Nobody.
And yeah, I mean, the on Rotten Tomatoes, it's kind of got the same reception that Prometheus got. It's mixed the audience. And what I love about this type of sci-fi is that you'll have some people that don't know why they don't like it. They say, it just wasn't Aliens to me. And you'll have some people that it didn't answer things or do something that it didn't say, or that it was supposed to, what they thought it was going to say. And then you just have people that are just haters.
I mean, okay, so Alien Covenant answered some questions, but
oh no, yeah, it didn't answer everything.
Yeah, it answered maybe two or three questions I may have had on the side, but it's not answered any of the questions that mattered. And at the same time, it's created a whole bunch of other questions that I have, and I'm like, okay. And I think if you walk away from a movie and you're like, hey, I have questions, and we're still talking about it, and I'm talking about it, and it's still in my mind, and I want to know more about it, then the film has done its job.
Yeah.
For me, in my eyes, the film is like, it's caught my attention. I'm involved. I'm invested. I'm interacting socially about that movie, and it has my attention, and I'm in.
Yeah.
And if you manage to do that in a movie, because there's so many films I can just watch, and there's a beginning, middle, and end, and I move on.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like Point Break, for example. Yeah, just off the top of my head, Point Break leaves me with no unanswered questions. I know.
Well, Point Break is a condensed film made to be one film.
Yeah, but what I mean is, it's a movie that leaves me with no questions. It is from point A to point B. Like, you watch it, here's the storyline, here's what happens to the characters, you're invested for an hour and a half, and then once you're done, you're done. You can put it away, talk about how great the film is for a day, and that's it. But this film, this kind of movie, you have theories, people have questions, you have theories,
it's sci-fi, it's good sci-fi.
Yeah, and it's good sci-fi, you are absolutely right, it's good sci-fi, and it has my attention. And I think for some people that don't like it, maybe it doesn't appeal to them, maybe the subject matter doesn't appeal to them, maybe they just don't, maybe some people just want to live a life where they don't have to ask those kind of questions constantly. They want just tell me the fucking story. Mm-hmm. And that's okay, and some people, that works for some people, and that works for me a lot of the time too. But Prometheus opened me up to a new way of thinking. I mean, to be honest with you, Alien did it, because when I was a kid, when I shouldn't have been watching it, and I was watching it.
Everyone that has watched Alien has weren't the right age to watch that film.
Yeah,
I don't know anyone that watched that at the appropriate age.
And I'd always be like, can somebody explain the space jockey to me? Like, does nobody want to address
no one
that?
asked that question.
Nobody
no
wants
one
to talk about it at all. We're just gonna forget. And even they don't even think about it. They're like, oh, it's this thing.
Ridley Scott was the only one that was thinking about it.
And someone like, something must have come out of it. All right, cool. Oh, some eggs, and sorry, John Hurt, blah blah blah, and that's it. We move on, right?
Yeah.
But now that Prometheus kind of answered some of those questions, and I'm like, okay, this is what that was. And I think we obviously came to terms with, I don't know if we were recording at the time we spoke
No,
about
we weren't. No.
when we said, essentially, what has to come out of that LV-426 engineer has to be a queen.
Yeah.
Because for something had to lay the eggs in the ship.
Yeah.
So it has to be a queen that comes out. So at some point, David, in either the sequel or the sequel afterwards, creates, using maybe the people on the ship.
Oh yeah, he's going to experiment the fuck out of those guys.
Creates a face hugger, an alien.
Oh no, he's already got 2 embryos on this.
Yeah, so maybe one of them is a queen face hugger, or maybe he is going to use those embryos to start fucking around with humans.
Yeah.
Create xenomorphs and whatever. Protomorphs. I don't know. We're running out of morphs to call them. It's morphing time. I don't know. I don't know what we're going to call them anymore.
The only way he could have got those embryos is through Shaw and using her eggs.
Yeah, he straight up swallowed them as well. I was like, when he just gives them out, I was going, fuck. I was like, David is one calculated motherfucker.
And that's why I like. That's
why I like. Has to end, and I want to know how it ends. What happens to him?
Yeah.
I don't think he's dead. I still think he's around.
Even during the Ripley period.
Yeah, I still think he's around. He's just not on that planet.
The thing is, though, he's like the best thing for me in both of those movies. I mean, Fassbender just fucking owns, man.
Fassbender's such a great actor.
Oh my god, man.
I think the Alien Covenant. As much as I love Fassbender, and I think I said it again. I don't know if we were recording at the time, but when we were talking about both Walter and David, and how seamless that shot was.
Yeah.
Between them both, when they're standing and he's teaching how to play the flute.
Yeah.
I wasn't too keen on that scene.
I thought it was really impressive.
I thought, second time round, I thought, yeah, okay, I get it. But, like, it's not about, now you say, was there not to get... The problem I had with it was, like, the humour was a bit too much, man. It took me out of the movie a little bit, man.
The humour with those two?
Yeah.
Well, so here's the important thing you need to remember, right? Yeah. About that scene. The importance of that scene is, one is the creator, and one is there to create, and one is there to serve.
Yeah.
And that's the important thing is, he's not just creating life. In that scene, he's almost like he's creating innovation in Walter.
Yeah.
He's telling him, like, look, you can do things.
Yeah, he gave Walter the ability to
improvise that last bit that he did at the end.
Yeah,
so
and
he's giving him that.
See, I've seen it 3 times now, and having seen it, I just get more and more from it every time I watch it.
Yeah.
And that whole thing, I'll do the fingering. Yeah, it's funny the first time around, but it's just dialogue.
You thought that? I didn't even laugh.
Everyone else laughed around me.
Oh, see, I didn't. I did laugh. I was like, okay. For me, it's a serious scene. But then again, I didn't watch it in a mass mentality group. People.
Yeah.
I just watched it on my own.
Well, people just like that. They'll laugh at anything that's.
Did you laugh?
No, not at all.
Because you took it seriously. You're like, this is an important.
I was just thinking, what is he up to? He's up to something. This guy. Do you know when he was holding like that? I thought he was just going to stick it right through his head.
Yeah.
Because he had already cut his hair. He done everything to make himself look
like David, like
Walter. I'm like, okay, I know it's coming. Is it going to come here? Is it going to come just when you least suspect it? Because it's essentially you just don't know what David was thinking. He was calculating something.
I liked the bit when he attacks him. He goes, "We've made some modifications."
Yeah.
It's your model, and I was like, "Yeah, go on, Walter, fuck his shit up." Yeah. But then you knew he ultimately had to lose that fight. That fight was very much.
I didn't like the way that ended, man.
Well, that's the point.
That
whole scene was bait. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's very bait. You know what's going to happen. Because when he's scrambling for the knife, and then he just turns up. You're like, okay, well, and you know what I noticed, right? So you see the scratch on his face.
Yeah.
Right. That scratch on his face was during them fighting. I'm pretty sure.
I tried to make out as much as I can, but I couldn't figure that out.
I'm pretty sure when one of them pulled a knife, right? I'm pretty sure that scratch on the face that Walter had, he got from fighting.
David.
From fighting David. So that means that David would have had to have cut his hand off, melt it, because it was acid blood that melted it.
Yeah.
And then cut his face. But no one ever saw that cut happen.
Oh, no. It wasn't acid blood. His arm wasn't melted.
Because it was chopped off, was it?
Yeah, those things don't have any acid in them. That's something that David put in.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he gave them acid for blood.
No.
Those things don't have.
Hold on. You're wrong, and I'll tell you why. Because you see the snake thing in Prometheus.
Yeah.
That had acid blood in it. Because when they chopped the blood off,
Yeah,
the acid
yeah.
melted onto the guy's face.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. I'll buy that.
It's only because I
I'll buy
watched
that.
it. I got
Yeah.
the Blu-ray and I watched Prometheus last night. After
I'll
I
buy that.
watched the
Because
thing.
I did know about that, but I didn't put two and two together.
Yeah. So if you remember when Fairfield, when he like stupidly starts poking that fucking worm.
Yeah.
Right. The worm wraps around his arm. They cut it off.
Yeah.
He goes cut this thing off, and he cuts it, and then the blood goes onto the thing, onto the mask, and then you remember it collapses onto his
Yeah,
face.
Yeah.
That's because it's got acid blood.
Yeah.
So it's always had acid blood, but it's just been. I guess they didn't really address it in this movie. I don't think he put that in. I think it was already in there.
Yeah. It's because you only really saw that when do you know when the facehugger is on that one of the army dudes and he cuts the tail off? That's when it burns his face off.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
leaves a blister on his face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I thought that okay, well
That was the gay guy, right? The gay husband. Yeah.
I thought that's okay, or that's what he's done with that. But yeah, you're absolutely right on that front. But
Sorry.
No. But it makes sense.
Yeah. I
Um,
don't think he would have had. I mean, he doesn't have the tools to genetically engineer to the molecular level. I don't think. I think
He can just fiddle with things.
he can fiddle and make reproductions.
Yeah.
And use pipettes and shit. Yeah, but he doesn't have mechanics. He doesn't have like microscopes and shit.
Yeah.
Anything he's got there, as you can see, is all handmade. He's made it himself.
Yeah.
It's almost very Leonardo da Vinci style.
Yeah.
You know, like Leonardo's the human, the man.
Yes. Yeah.
Very much of that. All those paintings. But yeah, I mean, definitely. That film gives me so many questions. Like, I have so many questions.
But that's again, that's what he was saying. Anything that you can talk. I mean, there's so many people. Even when I was at Burberry this whole week, people are kind of divided on it. Some people like it, some people don't like it, and I don't know. I find that really fascinating.
You're all right. Yeah, it is fascinating. But then, so like I said earlier, Prometheus, kind of like. Some people, I know people that do not know that Alien Covenant is a sequel to Prometheus.
But I like that.
Yeah.
Do you know why? Purely because when people discover that, some people will discover it by themselves.
Discover it. Let's say some dickhead just walked into the cinema to go watch. So I knew. So I was speaking to somebody who was like, "Oh, I'm gonna watch. Is the new Alien film good? Like, I'm gonna check it out." And I'm like, and I told you need to watch Prometheus, and they were like, "Huh?" And I was like, so let's say I hadn't said that ever, right? That person would have walked into the cinema, watched Prometheus, and been completely lost.
Yeah.
Because there's no they don't really.
You mean Alien Covenant?
That's it. Sorry, they would have watched Alien Covenant and be completely lost without ever watching Prometheus, because they would have been like, what's going on right now? Like, it seems like there's a whole story that I've missed. Asshole, there's another 2 hours that you've missed somewhere else.
I don't know about that because the way the movie's constructed, you've got that bit at the start with David's creation, and they give you all the little bits to say that this mission happened in
except for they don't explain. Okay. So we're talking about Mum, Pop in Oklahoma, yeah? Just normal Joe Bloggs off the street, goes in, watches Alien Covenant.
Yeah.
Okay, if you watch Alien Covenant, you know that there is more to do with Elizabeth Shaw.
Yeah, but that's
because
not,
they make a whole point about that.
Yeah, that's true, but that's not necessarily a must-have.
And they also
because
need to engineers. You don't understand. Like, you cannot enjoy that movie.
I think that's why he took a lot. I think that's why he took a lot of the scenes out, so he could make it stand alone.
Yeah,
more.
Exactly. It stands alone.
I don't think it does. I think you have to watch.
That's because we've seen Prometheus.
Yeah, but I think you're wrong. I think you're wrong because they don't emphasise on the engineers or what they are and whatnot, because at some point you have to have an understanding of that. Joe Bloggs are just going to be
that's a set piece of the movie.
Let me speak, okay?
That's a set piece of the movie.
Yeah, what?
It's one of the set pieces of when he does mass genocide on those.
Yeah.
Like, there's a reason for that.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's only if you've seen Prometheus. When you've come in like fresh, you've not seen it. You watch that sequence. You're going to be like, okay, so that's just a planet of aliens and stuff, and he did that for some reason. You only find out the answers to that later on about Shaw and that he did that Do you know what I mean?
But you don't understand the importance of the fact that planet is there and that he's gone there, and why he's and why he hasn't lost his mind.
Yeah, but that's why
he's lost his mind.
But that's why it works as a standalone, because you know what I mean. You don't need that extra bit of information. You might, because you know you're an alien super freak.
I'm an alien super freak.
You're an alien super freak.
I think to tell this. No. I'm not an alien super freak.
But
I think it's important to be able to the storytelling process that you can't, like, it's like walking in to watch Attack of the Clones. Like, you can't watch Attack of the Clones and you're kind of going to be like, who the fuck's this character?
Actually, no, you can.
You can, actually.
Can you?
You can.
Yeah, you can.
I fucking hate that movie.
I hate that movie.
I don't like that movie either, but you can watch it standalone.
Yeah, I hate that movie as well, but you can walk into a Star Wars movie with the exception of Return of the Jedi, okay, and just go, these are the characters, because they re-establish the characters within the opening acts.
Yeah, but they don't re-establish the characters in this movie. Covenant, there is barely any character development for Elizabeth Shaw, but the fact that David is there...
She's not the focus. They're not the focus of that movie.
But the fact that David is there is a massive, important part of the entire fucking movie, is the fact that he wouldn't be there if it wasn't for Elizabeth Shaw. The fact that he's there with her is hugely important.
Still don't need it, though. Still unnecessary, because what you got to understand...
Then remove her completely from the movie. There's no need to have her there.
She technically is.
It causes confusion for the movie.
No, well, I was trying to make a point now, but you keep butting in. But what I'm trying to say is the main people that you care about going into this movie are the crew of the Covenant. That's what the movie's about. That's where it begins and ends. Now, the thing is, David is just the character that you meet halfway through the damn picture. And that's when you learn about the Prometheus crew. You don't
I'm sorry, I don't want to interrupt. When
you don't need that extra backstory there, because you going into Covenant, she's just Elizabeth Shaw. They grab a picture of her, going, okay, yeah, I heard of her from that ship, and then you get the gaps filled in by David throughout the movie.
That's for us.
That's for you guys to go watch Prometheus, or that's for people to go, oh shit, that's related to that film? Okay, I'll go check that film out and get the full backstory of that. You don't need that. You don't need to know about those characters for Alien Covenant, because if you did, then movie's a shit film as a standalone film. You know what I mean? Because all movies, regardless whether they're connected at any point, okay, automatically are shite if you cannot go in from beginning to end and not understand what the fuck's going on. You don't need Alien to understand Aliens. You open with her, you just know she came from a fucked up place, and we're going back to that fucked up place. And you know that from the intro.
Aliens gives you enough backstory to fill in a gap.
Yeah.
Okay.
If
so can I talk now?
You can talk. Permission granted.
I mean, to be fair, I need your permission. I just didn't want to interrupt.
No, it's cool.
So I'm not gonna. So you offer me the same courtesy?
Yeah, sure. Cool.
All right. So I understand what you're saying, and I agree with what you're saying. But Alien Covenant is so largely based on Prometheus. Personally, if you haven't seen, I believe that if I walked into Alien Covenant, I would feel like I'm missing out on a lot of the actual fucking core structures of this movie, because it is important for you to know, right, who Elizabeth Shaw is. Because if you don't know who Elizabeth Shaw is, you do not understand the importance of why he goes on a mass genocide thing and kills all those people and then brings him down to the ship. And what that we still don't even know what the black goo is. But you have a better understanding of how it got to that stage for him to understand, like, you know, when he holds it in the first one, he goes, big things have small beginnings, right? Okay, that's a fucking hugely important line, right? It's tagline, right? It's almost tagline-esque. It's hugely important for you to understand, because you need to know the motivation behind the shit that he does. And you don't read, I don't believe the motivation of that character, because that's what moves along the entire film. I don't give a shit what anybody else says. The moment you run into David, that's what moves along the rest of the film, because without him you have no alien.
To a degree.
Technically, because if he hadn't dropped all the spores on that planet, then the guy would have never stepped on the spore to create the neomorph, right? Okay, twice. And then subsequently we wouldn't have the protomorph that he did, because without him, so without David, there is no plot line. And for you to understand the motivation behind David, truly understand the motivation, how he felt about how he truly felt about his father, how he was with his father, as opposed to just that little bit at the beginning when he has a discourse with Wayland,
right?
And how he uses it in a derogatory way, in a derogatory format against Shaw.
Yeah.
Right.
But he supposedly loves Shaw.
Supposedly.
Yeah, but he makes a big deal of that in the film.
He
saying,
probably loves her like a mother because she births. Because she birthed his creation.
But he also said that she was the kindest. She's the only one that showed him compassion.
Yeah, because she. Yeah, exactly. But you're like, oh, she only showed me compassion. Like, okay, but you as a viewer would watch that. You're making my point for me, because you as a viewer would watch it and go, well, she's showing him compassion. How? What do you mean showing compassion? Well, you need to watch Prometheus to understand. But if you've never seen Prometheus, all you're hearing, if you couldn't put those two together, all you're hearing is, well, this girl showed him some compassion. But that to me is not fucking good enough.
Well,
hold on.
Yeah.
That to me is not fucking good enough. That's not. To me, I guess, I don't know. If I went in to watch Alien Covenant, and it's hard for me to turn around and say like, oh, if I hadn't seen Prometheus. But if I hadn't seen Prometheus, I would feel a little bit confused. I would feel that there's like a quarter of story build up that I've missed somewhere.
Sure, but when Alien came out, if you look at the reviews for the original Alien film, that was panned because why are they on this planet? Why are they so stupid? Why everything that we said about Prometheus was said about Alien in the 70s. Why is this crew so stupid? Why are they doing this? Why are they doing that? Why are they doing this? And it's getting to my point now that that film it has a backstory now, but back then it was just this crew, and it stood alone. You didn't need to watch anything more to understand that, okay, by the end of the film it was just this creature that was killing everything, but you didn't need to know more than that. Only that there was a distress. Scott left enough there to make you ask a question, and that was that. And Alien Covenant does the same. He leaves enough in there to say, okay, who's Shaw? If I'd never seen Prometheus before, I was like, who the hell's Shaw? Okay, she was on this ship. He used her parts to do whatever, and that's all you go with. It's up to you after to either go back and see this film, or you're just going to be left in limbo for a while.
What I mean is, for Joe Blogs, right? Joe Blogs probably wouldn't do that after research like we would.
Well, they don't deserve to watch films then.
Yeah, well, I mean that's a separate issue. But Joe Blogs are the people that they're trying to attract on a sort of.
Have you ever been to the cinema with Joe Blogs?
Sorry?
Have you ever been to the cinema with Joe Blogs?
Unfortunately, I have.
You have?
Yeah, I've been to cinemas with many Joe Blogs.
There are a lot of stupid people in the world.
When I turn at them and I go, did you get that? And I go, oh, no, I didn't get it. I go, you're a fucking idiot. And I go, I don't understand. Okay, so Joe Blogs to me, and I'm sorry if I offend anybody, but fuck you. So Joe Blogs to me is someone who went in to watch Prometheus and walks out saying, I didn't get it. And I'm like, that's why you're Joe Blogs. You're Joe Blogs because you didn't get it. Because you don't understand like the importance and the questions. Like you walk out with questions and you say, instead of saying I didn't get it, you don't have a social conversation with yourself or somebody else and try to figure it out.
Yeah.
And try to put and maybe watch it again and put some pieces together. And like I said, a film that can make me walk away and ask questions and have a social interaction and via podcast or whatever, right? It's done its job, right? But there I think if you're Joe Blogs and you go in to watch a film like Prometheus and you come out with questions and don't give a shit and you're like, oh, I just had questions, I just don't understand. Meh. Like, don't fucking talk.
Yeah, but a lot of the people that I've talked to have said that, oh, it's not like Aliens. And that's literally their reason for not liking the film.
And here's the problem, right? Is that, like you said, some of those people don't deserve to watch films. You get what I'm saying? Like, they don't deserve to enjoy the art of filmmaking in that format like Prometheus is made. Because I think it's a fantastically well-made movie.
Yeah, so it's a great sci-fi film that has a very tragic ending.
And if you look at Alien Covenant, a lot of the wheels that turn are spawned from a lot of the actions that happened in the first one.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. I think it doesn't work for Joe Blogs to watch that movie if you come in with the mindset of just going, it's going to be an alien film. Because it's not an alien movie. There are so many other multi-layers underneath Alien Covenant.
Yeah, I know that.
You know that, and I know that, right? Because we understand, like, there are so many other questions. And maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just so passionate about it that I'm like, it's such a good fucking movie. But when I spoke to my sister's father, when I was having the chat with him, and he said, his attitude, he's Joe Bloggs, right? He's Joe Bloggs incarnate, because I spoke to him and I said, fucking, you know, he's like, oh, I'm going to see the new Alien film. I said, okay, have you seen Prometheus? And his response was, huh? Okay. So I was like, you need to go watch Prometheus. You will be confused when you watch this movie, because you are Joe Bloggs. You are the Joe Bloggs I'm talking about. You will be confused.
So what you're trying to say, Ridley Scott has made a smart film smarter than the audiences.
No, Ridley Scott has made a smart film for smart people.
Sure.
That's what I'm saying.
But the audience that are going to see that want to see AVP.
Yes. Because unfortunately, a lot of the people, as you said, you said it earlier. You said a lot of people make stupid fucking decisions. There's a lot of dumb people out there, right?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. And I don't mean to disrespect people. It's just that a lot of people just want to go in and watch a very entertaining movie from point A to point B and walk away, and that's cool. That's absolutely fine. But you are Joe Bloggs. That's a Joe Bloggs, and don't get me wrong, I'm Joe Bloggs sometimes too. Sometimes I just want to be entertained. I just want to watch, like, The Last Action Hero. Yeah, that's a point A to point B movie. Joe Bloggs, all about that. Prometheus is not Joe Bloggs' film. You have to think about it. You have to have watched Aliens to. I mean, you don't have to, but if you have watched Aliens, for you, it touches you a lot more, because you're like, oh my god, like, he's just gone full fucking circle, and he's talking about this shit and that shit, like, and I'm not saying, like, when I say full circle, I mean he did this shit in the 70s, right? Yeah. So, like, you knew he was planning something then, but he's only finishing the story now, and that's what's so amazing about it. I mean, I guess, am I right?
I don't think he was.
He didn't. From the interviews that I've seen him in, he said that if he was to do another one, he would have asked the question, what was that thing in the seat?
What's the deal with that?
And he was thinking about all the other directors that did it. He said, why didn't anyone ask that question? Because he found that more fascinating than where they went with it.
Come to my house in 1993 when I watched that fucking film as a kid. Well, yeah, I was 5, 6 when I watched it. my parents have a lot of questions to ask social services. But if he'd come to my house, I'd have asked him. He would have seen me asking that question as a child. But anyway, look, that's my point of view. I think that if you haven't seen Prometheus and you want to watch Covenant, I think you should watch Prometheus, because I think it will help you understand the motivations of the core characters, especially, as we said, like, Fassbender is one of, if not the main character of the fucking movie.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's essentially AI gone mad,
gone rogue. Yeah. You need to understand why.
It encapsulates the theme that Ridley Scott's going for. AI is dangerous if unchecked. If left unchecked, it will do its own thing.
He's Stanley Kubrick, man. That's what fucking Kubrick did with 2001 AD.
Yeah.
Space Odyssey. It's like, look, like I said, that's my point of view. Sacha's got his. Obviously we may disagree. Hopefully I've made my point for you to be like, okay, I see where he's coming from. Like, I'm not asking you to agree with it, but hopefully you can see where I'm coming from with it. But I just personally believe that the gears that set in motion in Prometheus are so crucially important in Covenant that if you are not watching Prometheus to watch Alien Covenant afterwards, you're not doing your viewing experience justice. You're not walking away with the full picture.
Yeah.
And I guess maybe, I don't know whose idea it was. Maybe it was Ridley Scott's, I don't know, to call Prometheus.
Oh, no, it was his idea.
And then, obviously, Alien Covenant. But, the problem, I would say the problem is that it may confuse Joe Bloggs, because I have physically, in real life, met a Joe Bloggs who did not put those two and two together.
So
like, that's what I mean.
Yeah, I mean, over the years, Alien start to get a following, and Aliens start to get a following, and so with the subsequent films as well. And so that if it didn't have Alien in the title, then people don't know what it is. And I knew what Prometheus was because he said that this is has the DNA to Alien. I thought, oh right, so he's doing the prequel, and so it was no question to me that that's what it was. But as you say, normal Joe bloke. So what's that? I don't understand what that is. If things aren't explained to certain people, they don't. Self-discovery isn't something that people do these days. They need to be told.
Yeah.
What? Oh, hey, this leads to that leads to this. People need to be told that.
But the thing is, I don't think Alien Covenant does I think it's maybe my point of view, and I've only seen it once, so please do forgive me if anybody disagrees, but I don't believe Alien Covenant does a good enough job to explain to the viewer that you need to see Prometheus to understand what happened to him.
But I think he's done that purposely. Purely.
Whether he's done it purposely or not, I mean, directors do things purposely all the time that aren't necessarily the correct thing. Maybe he did do that purposely to make people ask those questions and not, maybe he did.
I mean, this is not the Fast and the Furious. You don't. I mean, it's. This is what I would regard as good sci-fi in the sense that it's not. Again, I watched it with a bunch of people that didn't like it, and they hated it so much that the poster that was given to them they threw it away.
Fuck off.
No, seriously.
You serious?
I said I don't think I've ever hated something that much, but it's fair dues. I'm
trying to think of a film I've hated as much as that. I've walked out, I've gone, nah. Any Yul Ball movie.
Okay, well, again, in saying that, even if I had hated the film, the artwork for the poster is awesome. That's like spitting on. I don't know. I just find that really weird. You really hate that film that much that you had to screw up the poster and throw it away.
Who was this?
No one you know. And wow, I don't know. I found his behaviour bizarre, but maybe I just view things very differently now. But I enjoy. I was the only one out of the group that enjoyed the film. I said, "Oh my god, it's about this, and they didn't. It just wasn't." Their point is that they'd seen it all before, and he hasn't done anything new. And I said, "That's not the point. This film is re-establishing with a general audience what this thing can do. There's there are bigger things in this film that you
Have these people seen Prometheus?
Yeah.
These have. They haven't seen it. And they liked it.
They didn't like Prometheus.
Oh, because they're Joe blogs. That's it. These people you went to watch.
No, I mean, these guys are... I mean, I don't know what Colin thought of it. I think Colin was a bit of the middle of the road with it. But these other guys, they just hated it. Absolutely hate it. And
I feel like telling somebody a really smart joke and then them looking at you and then you're like, did you get it? Did you get it? And they're going, oh. And I'm like, did you not get it? No? Do you want me to tell the joke? No. I don't know if you need to tell me again. I just don't want to hear it again. You're like, okay, well then you didn't get it.
Yeah, I mean, I would have hated it if someone gave me Aliens again. So, well, why are you giving me Aliens? There's questions here that I don't want to see a war again. I want to see the development up towards what this thing is and explaining what David's methods are for, and you get a little bit of what he thinks about humans and evolution and creation. The fact that he has to create in such an arbitrarious way.
Well, that was most of the stuff that I really enjoyed about the movie.
Yeah, but that's
that was the main point of the whole damn thing. I mean, David experimenting. You know what I mean? That backburster was awesome, man.
Yeah.
It's like I wanted to see more of that alien. You know what I mean? I wanted to see more
the neomorph.
Yeah, I wanted to see more of the neomorph in action and taking people out and shit.
But that's the thing.
Yeah.
The neomorph to me seemed like kind of mindless. It was just attacking for attacking's sake.
Yeah.
Until it faced up against David and you're like, ooh, what's happening?
Yeah.
And then that captain dude shot it.
Yeah.
But
and
so
then
we were talking about earlier what that black goo does. So I think, okay, you know how an alien is made, right? Face hugger, plants an egg, and then it forms with their DNA, and then it
replicates. It molecularly changes the host's DNA,
and then it
completely.
creates an alien, right? Okay.
Or it creates something that's not it. The thing it's hosting.
So there's that exists as you know it, an egg to a spider, basically, facehugger, an alien. Okay, so that's the same process for a queen, essentially, right? Queen, facehugger, and then not all of that. So the way a neomorph is created is as a spore.
Yeah.
Now I said surely that's a more efficient way of spreading your genetic genome
Yeah.
as a species if you are a spore, because all you need to do is breathe it in.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's not a species. It's
It's an organism.
yeah.
It's fucking venom is what it is.
Yeah.
It's the
Essentially,
venom.
yeah.
It's fucking substance X.
Yeah.
You know, because it's alive, but it's not alive. It's just this thing that exists. Okay, but when it comes in contact with engineers or that species of
Yeah.
people, it can create life or it kills it, but it doesn't create a protomorph or a neomorph or whatever. But when the black goo touches a human, it creates something
You know
different.
what? Even at the start of Prometheus, when he drank it, it just
Disintegrated it until he fell into the water.
Yeah.
And then it created something
Yeah.
different.
So when it comes in contact with certain types of matter,
Yeah, it creates something a little bit different.
yeah,
So there was that, and then when the goo came in contact with Fifield, well, it didn't come in contact with Fifield. It came in contact with it was Fifield, was it?
yeah,
Yeah. Not just that, Fifield and the other dude, Shaw's husband.
yeah.
It
But
turned him into something else because
Yeah.
he knew he was changing.
Yeah.
And then he told, what's her name, Charlie Theron to burn him. He's like, kill me. So it was changing him. So it does something to humans when it's done directly. Because obviously he drank it.
Yeah.
And then he used sexual intercourse to implant a trilobite into Shaw. So that's, again, we worked out how many times, like 5 times removed.
Yeah.
Before it creates a sort of an alien or something.
Oh yeah, so it creates the deacon, yeah.
To create the deacon, it had to go from goo to the guy. The guy had sex with Shaw. Shaw then gave birth to the trilobite. The trilobite then face hugged the engineer and then gave birth to
The
deacon
deacon.
alien.
Yeah.
Right? So it went boom, 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 boom to create something like that. So, but with the black goo in those spore form, it creates a neomorph straight away.
Yeah.
With the black goo, and then obviously then you've got the protomorph as created by the egg by David.
I guess it's twice removed for the neomorph because
We're only assuming that it was in like a bug before it became a nest.
Yeah.
So we're assuming, twice removed. We're assuming that he maybe created like a mosquito with it. The mosquito created a nest. The guy steps on the nest. The spore comes in and creates a neomorph. So in some way, when it comes in contact with a bipedal being that's not an engineer, it creates
it just turns
some sort of organism that
and it will
neomorph.
it will come out of that organism, destroying that original organism, and
like
it's
kind of like a caterpillar and a butterfly. Destroys the husk and then it comes out into something different. Maybe, who knows?
I guess that's where that whole process comes from in general.
So that's there's that, but that black goose, it's versatile.
Yeah.
It's good to see what happens if you put it to another animal.
That's what all of David's experiments was, just that.
Well, there's a comic book, Fire and Stone, I think it is. Prometheus, Fire and Stone.
Oh right, it shows what happens to the deacon, right?
What happened to the whole planet? There's a whole lake full of the black goo, and then there's like sea monsters in it.
Right.
That as well. So there's a bunch of. I actually have it. I haven't finished reading it. I just read about it.
That's interesting, right?
It's interesting, man, to think like what happens there. But so our theory is that the new planet they're going to ends up being
LV-426.
Right.
And then somehow while David is there, he creates a queen alien or a queen facehugger who impregnates an engineer who's there. Who's maybe tried to get out, or maybe he crashed it. Well, it was crash ship, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think. Well, there's clearly a whole race of them there.
I think it probably goes down like this. I reckon David lands on LV-426, or what is to be known as that. Engineers are maybe already there, okay, or are on their way there for whatever reason, because they're on their way to destroy Earth, so they know that humans are there now. Who knows? Anyway, they're there, and at some point he impregnates a facehugger, with he projects an engineer with a face hugger. Maybe that engineer tries to get away. Ship crashes because he's convulsing or whatever. Thing rips out of him, lays the eggs, and then we're left to guess what happens after that.
Yeah, plants it, lays the eggs.
That's how it goes down. That's just a guess.
Yeah.
But I would again, my money is on a queen alien coming out of an engineer.
Yeah.
And then laying the eggs in the ship that then get found by Ripley a few years later.
Yeah.
I'm guessing.
70 years later.
Is it 70 years?
Yeah.
So it's 70 years.
Yeah. So it's going to be friggin' fascinating to see that join up. And the thing is, this prequel trilogy will be as standalone as the first Alien will be. So if you watch Alien, you can either go back, to either one of those films and see how that happened. I think he's doing this pretty well, to be honest.
Shout out to Amazon for hooking me up with the box set. That's what I'll say there. Getting me the Prometheus to Alien Evolution Blu-ray box set. 8 discs, baby. That's what I've been working on this weekend.
Well, we could discuss this all day, but
we got another podcast to record.
There's another podcast coming. So thanks for your insight. And
thank you.
When the Blu-ray comes out, and when I know there's going to be extras on this thing, we'll talk about this again.
Why don't we do a commentary?
I was thinking about doing commentaries for stuff for a while.
Just like Ollie Harper, right? I like Ollie Harper's shit.
Yeah, I like his stuff as well.
But I'm about it too.
I'm trying to do stuff that people aren't doing, but I really want to do, especially for films that I really like. So
we should do a Lord of the Rings one with Saeed.
No.
But I don't think we can ever recreate that moment that I saw the Two Towers with Saeed.
The thing is, Saeed
jokes.
Anyway, we'll talk about it afterwards. Anyway, so when it comes out on Blu-ray, I'm gonna watch it. We'll watch it together. We'll watch it together and we'll do it together. We'll do a little showing. And we'll check it out. I'll probably get it on Blu-ray and release. I'm gonna pre-order it.
Yeah, I've already done it.
Oh yeah? Okay, cool. I'll pre-order it. I'll pre-order it to see if we can get the special edition version where it's got hopefully if it's got all the scenes, like the director's cut or something.
I'm pretty sure that, because there's only one that's for pre-order, so I'm guessing that's the one that will be.
Check Amazon.
Yeah.
So I've got the app as well.
Oh. Yeah, so this is the there's a 4K one.
Oh yeah, you gotta go for the 4K one.
Oh man.
It's not named for release yet. Like it doesn't say when it's due to be released. Suppose it's still in the cinema.
Yeah.
But it's only a 1 disc.
That's interesting.
It's only a 1 disc. Which is
so that means there's gonna be different versions of this then. But yeah, I'm all on this, man.
I'm all in too, man. I can't wait.
I'm all in this.
What it's like when it comes out, and we'll shoot the shit.
Okay, man. Well, this has been an unleashed version of this podcast, and we're out.